Hello and welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to our reading for what is he, she, or they doing in the unseen, hidden, dark realm. What do you need to know? Okay, so I did a little addition to this type of reading, and I did a pre-shuffle pile, pick a pile for the description of the person that you're involved with. So when I do the pre-shuffle, when these cards fall out, I just ask for the description of the person that you were dealing with or putting up with. And this is the card pile, and we will discover what's in this pile because I haven't seen what's under the pile at the end of the reading. Okay, so remember, the reading is for yourself. It can be for cross watchers. It's also for just remember, it can be reversed or mirrored, meaning it can be for you, it can be for the person you're involved with, or if it's nothing to do with you, it could actually be someone in your environment. Say your child, your kid, or a relative or something in that way of means or sorts. Okay, so just remember, all the readings will mean slightly different to everybody. And remember, we're all on our own individual spiritual journey. And the states of awareness and states of consciousness are different for everybody, right? So take it as it lands. And so, we will begin to do our reading. So there is some energies that came in with this reading prior to starting. So you would be dealing with somebody who's got a withdrawn energy. So meaning they're not at home, or they're spending more time alone, or they're on the road, or spend a lot of time at work. So it's withdrawn, meaning how they used to be spending time with you or spending time at home is completely shifted to where they probably do everything they can not to be around you in the house or home or environment of the home. Okay, so when I mean withdrawn, I mean almost like a parting of ways. They're still in your environment and in your life, but not how it used to be. It's almost like you're being put on ignore and they're out doing whatever they're doing. Okay, so a withdrawn energy with whoever you're dealing with. And so I also see here you're reflecting upon the past times, the good times. Okay, so it's like sitting in memory, going down memory lane of when times were good for you both. But it's really deviated from that path. And also you might be thinking of somebody or a person from your past as well. So when we're sitting here during Mercury retrograde in Leo currently, often this can be past people that show up or thinking about past people. So take it as it lands. That will have a different totally meaning for everybody. Okay. And so there is something else pondering too. And this also came up in the pre-spread. So it's choosing to end something. So you're basically sitting, and this is a major choice. So what actually showed up in the pre-shuffle was the Lovers and the Coffin card. So that particular combination would mean there's a huge choice to make an end, or it can be an ending of a relationship. So it could be one, the other, or it could actually be both. Okay, take it as it lands. That will have a different meaning for everybody. During this reading, what really arose in, feeling or in the energy realm was disappointment, heartbreak, heartache, a lot of sadness, and probably a huge disappointment, and probably a lot of regret. Now take that as it lands, and that can be, past, it can be current. And, for, what comes across to me, meaning you spent too much time in a cycle that you probably should have got out a long time ago. So the disappointment that you stuck around as long as you did, because there's something going on in the background, right? It's that hidden, unseen realm of whoever you're involved with, what's going on in the background. There's something going on. And also this reading, I'd like to point out, this is not the case for this reading, of course, but what's going on in the background isn't always negative, because sometimes it can be good things going on in the background that you don't know about. But for the most part, when I do these readings, because as a whole, the collective, this would not be you, because if this was you, you would not be on these readings and these sites, because you would be sitting at a higher state of consciousness or awareness already. But there is a large portion of the general collective that tend to be low vibrational people. So you probably know what I mean. I mean, if you're in the spiritual realm and into the spiritual study and world, which would mean you're here, that's not you. It would be whoever you're involved with, right? And so the larger, unfortunately, collective tends to be on the three-dimensional level, which tends to be the lowest dimension of living there is. Okay, so that would be surrounded by, very led by the nose, or owned or controlled by money, or desires, those kinds of things. Not a lot of morale involved. So to take that as it lands, again, that will have a slightly different meaning for everybody. And also this person, whoever you're involved with. So this was another high energy message that came in. So whoever you're with, they would tend to like to steal your spotlight or steal your stardom or taking credit for your work or your efforts. Or they might like to, if you're somewhere and you're engaging in having a good time with a crowd, they would interfere and they would need to be the star of the show. So they would take over your energy field. So there's somebody who, basically involves themselves or inserts themselves into places that they really have no business being, but they need to be the center stage. They need to be the star of the show in the room. They have to have the spotlight on them all the time. So that probably it's a basic meaning for everybody, so take it as it lands. It's needs to be seen. The attention seeker has to have all the attention. So however that unfolds and whatever that means to you. But this is somebody you could be doing all the work in the background and they would think nothing of taking all the credit for the work that you do, okay? Or the efforts or responsibilities you take. They would take credit for that. Okay, so that being said, we are going to do about a 5 or a 10 card spread. And again, that will take us to the message of what is he, she, they doing in the background in the unseen, hidden, dark realm. What do you need to know? Okay, Knight of Coins. Okay, so this has got something to do with money and finances and affairs. So when this comes up, the Knight of Coins, so this is the Pentacles card. So this usually involves the material, the earthly, the 3D realm. So whatever's going on, they're moving forward with something in the background that you don't know about. So they could be moving money around, maybe hiding money, assets, maybe tweaking or doing things with investments, something to do with money, assets, finances in the background. They're doing something, but in a hidden realm, meaning they're doing something with these kind of assets or money or finances, but they've not told you. So yes, so they're doing something in the background. Here we have 2 coin cards right back to back. So they are doing something with money, finances, and investments. So, and even you might want to check your house titles, those kind of things. So it could be, manipulating things. And I don't like to say this, but it can even involve forgery, signing your name. Or this could actually be life insurance policies, maybe changing beneficiaries without your knowledge, but something is being done in the background to do with money, finances, assets, house, home. It could be property titles. Like I said, it could be insurance policies, even house insurance policies. You might want to go back and check that because they're doing something in the background that pertains to money, finances, insurances, those kind of things, or they're setting money aside to start something new. So if this would be the case, it could mean they might have it because they're in a withdrawn realm. They might be getting ready to leave and start a new cycle in life, or leaving and socking money away to leave or build a new cycle. But this is not you're not aware of this. So it's almost like missing money set aside so they can break free and jump out the window and be gone on a new cycle in life. Okay, take it as it lands. It can mean many, many different things. But it's got to do with money, finances, material, physical, property, those kind of things. Okay, yes, it's got to do with money. Okay, so great fortune. So when I see this has got to do with money, I'm not going to necessarily say, actually the great wealth came up in the pre-shuffle. It flipped out of this card too. So it's got to do with money, possessions, finances. Okay, so it's got to do, taking advantage of that, or taking advantage of your fortune, their fortune, something like that. But it definitely this points towards money, or fame, again, something like that. And so when I see the reverse of this, it would be like, because this is really centered around ending something that's negative. So the flip side of this is when you finally decide to call an end to whatever's going on, bad behavior, it could be the relationship, could be something to do with business, money, finance. When you put an end to it, at that point, there's going to be some great fortune and some great wealth, money, rewards coming in for you, but not until basically the work is done. Okay. Funny thing, I think this came out in the last reading. So this here is like living in prison with your hands tied. You're being stuck or forced to be where someplace you don't want to be. This is like living in seclusion, and you could be living with someone who's very, very controlling, and it could be someone who controls the finances and money. So perhaps they want to give you like an allowance or those kind of things, or they control you by money or property or assets or finances. Somebody holds the purse strings and you have no access to it. So you're living in confinement, essentially, in a stuck form, feeling confined, maybe no way out. So again, it's like somebody is a dominant factor in this particular relationship. Somebody controls everything, and when they control everything, they're trying to control you. Again, this goes back to them taking all the credit for any hard work, responsibility, or efforts you do, right? They will want and need the spotlight, and somebody who needs to be the center of attention because that's just how they are. That's just how they're wired. Okay. This could actually even be someone starting a new business in the background that you have no idea about. And it could even go into a relationship. Okay, so girl with a snake. Empath and narcissist paradigm, being charmed or used, enabled, and boundaries. Okay, this couldn't fit this reading better. So this is like the empath with the narcissist. Again, a very controlling person you're being with. It's like they want everything at their helm. They want the freedom of the world, and they want to keep you in the cage, to basically treating you as like enslaved or a servant. Okay, I very much get that with this whole reading. They do whatever they want, and there's no questions asked, and you should just do as you're told. So that essentially, when there's that much power and control within this relationship, it will lead to a feeling of living in total confinement, and they might have you in like a solitude manner as well. So often when this shows up, it can be a form of isolation. Okay, so when I say isolation, often that can show up within the characteristics of relationship abuse, meaning they will try isolate you away from your family, friends, whatever, for absolute and total control. So take that as it lands. That won't be for everybody, but it will definitely be for some. Stabbed in the back. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so you can't write this like these. Yeah. So again, heartbreak, pain, separation, deception, stalking attack. Okay. Oh, sorry, shocking attack. Yeah. So here's the thing. So this is being a very, very stabbed in the back. So this is like being taken advantage of big time. Okay. But that totally fits with everything that's going on with this reading, unfortunately. And this also, when I see this card, imprisonment, it means you could be living in separation behind closed doors. So take that as it lands. This is a very negative relationship that's went on for quite some time, I would say. But you've tolerated it for whatever reason. Okay, so animal shaman, animal spirits, spiritual leader, nature. Okay, so I'm going to say this is definitely you. So this is somebody where you find your solitude in the environment and nature. And this is maybe how you've carried on tolerating the situation as long as you have, right? But this is not the person you're dealing with. So this person would have absolutely no spirituality within your life because they're a very low dimensional person, meaning very, very harsh three-dimensional perspective, views, and personality and characteristics. Or you might have had a real large interest in this kind of thing, and the person you're with absolutely shoots it down because they don't believe it or whatever. Or, they might have had an indoctrinated way of being raised. And so when you're raised with those kind of themes and being pre-programmed, lots of times they won't believe in it. They don't believe in it, so you shouldn't believe in it. Again, that's absolute total mind control. Okay, so you'll know where this fits. So this is a lost soul, seeker of clarity, wanderer, confusion, defeat, struggle. Again, so this goes two ways. This lost soul here, I guess we might as well put this with this. This lost soul, this is two things. this is you feeling like you're at your wit's end. Okay, so you're seeking clarity because this has gone on too far, and now whatever's happened, the light bulbs went off. You've seen to what this person's character and what they're all about, what they're up to, and why they do the things they do for absolute total control to keep you in solitude, confinement, or confined living. Again, living in behind closed doors while they do whatever they want. And now with this person you're dealing with, is truly a lost soul. Again, very, very low dimensional person. So they live very much on the 3-dimensional plane. Often these people are led by money, possessions, power, title, status. There's not a lot of morality. And let's put it this way. There's zero integrity. Okay. So you've realized, it's kind of a defeated situation, a defeated, relationship. And you know what? I think that might have, over time, when you connect with your spirit realm or in the universal or cosmic connection, these might have come through in dream state, or just deep down you just know it's over. It's been over for a long time. But what do I do about it, right? And again, it keeps on going back to that pre-message of choosing to end or ending a relationship. Okay, so the person you're involved with is certainly a lost soul. And I think you just realized that the relationship or this partnership, however it lands, is defeated. It's a struggle. It's beyond repair, beyond recovery. The Empress. Okay. So this could be involved. This could involve children. This can involve pregnancies, right? So it might not be you, but you could have children who are expecting. But this is a new start. Okay, so this is 2 ways. Again, this is something you want, a new start in life because you're done living in confinement, imprisonment, and those kind of things. You've had enough of being controlled. It's a domination of power, control, what's going on here in the background. You've had enough. So you're looking at a new start, but also this person you're involved with is doing a new start of something or changing something in the background that you don't know about. The Empress is quite a fertile card, right? Okay, the King of Swords. So when I see this could be paperwork, contracts, agreements going on in the background that you don't know about. This also can be the flip side of this, where you're ready for a new start, and this could be seeking legal counsel or legal advice. Every time I see the King of Swords come out, it means to me lawyer energy or court energy, judge, jury, court energies. So to me, this could be somebody doing something in the background, starting something new, doing something new without your notice. Could involve contracts, agreements. Again, like I said, changing beneficiaries, on insurance policies, or taking out insurance policies or life insurance policies or something like that. Or it could be work job related. It's just something going on in the background to do with money that you don't know about. But on your stage, on your plane, your course of action or thinking, this is like you're wanting a new start, and you might be seeking legal advice to begin the process of the end. Okay, and so again, that can be seeking legal counsel or a good lawyer. Okay, so with that being said, I'm just going to cut these home. Here's that card. This is exactly the card that came up in the pre-shuffle. Like, this is a huge deck, and for this to come out twice is bizarre. But cool. So that means it's money, monetary involvement, tangible assets, physical property, involved, again, going on, like money making, something to do with wealth or income that this person that you're involved with is doing in the background. But on the flip side, because this is almost like a simultaneous story going on, they're doing their thing, but in the meantime, you're planning your out or your end. Okay. But as soon as your choices are made to get out, that's when your wealth and your happiness and the confinement living is going to come to an end. So, health and happiness and not living in confinement, not being under someone's thumb, being controlled, or the power control struggle battle, that becomes a very, very wealthy way of living as well. So don't always take wealth as money, because it can be way of living. Okay, so the horse is a short journey. So I'm going to say that you've been thinking about this ending for a long, long time. And when you get the ball rolling, it's going to be essentially a short journey to the resolution, okay? There's something going on here with money. This person, like again, the narcissist, right? That's, a very self-focused and someone who has a very, very high opinion of themselves, and they are important beyond the world and everybody. They do have that heightened sense of entitlement as well, okay? They have a very, very high opinion of themselves, and they expect everybody else to do so too. However, over time, people catch on to this, and it's going to be somebody over time when they develop that mentality and way of living, that people are not going to want to be around this person, because they're basically a character turnoff. Okay, so we will grab this deck. Oh, how about that? So because this is like the negative value, because the cosmic messages that came through this is quite a negative person. So this person totally lacks humility. So this is a card of humility. Having the quality or state of not feeling or thinking you were better than anyone else. Being humble, modest in nature. This is not the case. This is someone who is not modest. They are not humble. And they do think they are far better than everybody else. So when I take this card, this is the upright. When I take it this way, it's the reverse. So possible challenges: not being humble, not being modest in nature, condescending attitude, feeling better or above another, a snob, feeling the need to have preferential treatment over others, the feeling of being before another, having high opinion of oneself, a sense of high entitlement, feeling deserving. This is a huge imbalance within this person. Like, this couldn't better describe this person you're dealing with. So I think you've really quite had enough of such terrible behavior. Like, you wouldn't tolerate this behavior from like a 3-year-old child, and yet this is the behavior that's being carried on by an adult that you're dealing with. Okay, so take this as it lands. Again, this one's a slightly different because we got 2 storylines going on here. So now I'm going to take this pile. This is the unseen pile that I did, and this is going to describe the person you're dealing with. Okay. Oh, honesty. Look at this. Okay, so we have an honesty problem. We see that. And we have a humility problem, and we definitely see that. So this is somebody who's dishonest, lying, deceptive, untruthful, not being honest, hiding things. We see that, right? Things are not above board, not being blunt or straightforward about anything, not being honest with yourself and others, being unfair, misleading in nature. This is purposeful or full intent of untruthfulness. The con artist, the smoke and mirror act, illusions. So this is full intent of dishonesty. So like I said, this couldn't be more matched to what's going on here. Okay, and so now we have the fly. I'm not sure if I showed you this, but I'll show you this. This is that card. That's this card in reverse. So now we have the fly. A period of ill health or depression. Okay, so this person that you're involved with, so when this says illness, so this can be ill mental health. And when we see what has shown up in this spread, it most certainly is ill mental health. And this person might have been suffering with depression, for many, many years, or quite possibly their whole life. Who knows, right? But this is definitely mental health issues with this person. So when I say that, I mean, just something what I would consider just unbalanced mental health would even be treating somebody in a condescending fashion is what I mean. It could be, a lack of humility, the lack of honesty. There's something very wrong with that person's way of thinking when these simple issues come about and they live by those standards, right? There is no standards when they live like that. And having that heightened sense of entitlement, there's something very wrong with that too. And the power control struggle, often all these things stem from a huge lack of insecurity, a huge lack of confidence, and a huge lack of self-esteem. And why I say that is because if they actually had those things instilled deep within, they wouldn't be acting like this, right? 5 of Cups. So they've walked away again. So this really corresponds with the withdrawn energy. So the 5 of Cups, Often this is a card of disappointment, you know, in a traditional deck. But every time I see this card, this is distancing themselves from you, that withdrawn energy. They walked away from this relationship quite some time ago, and I'm going to say probably within 5 years, if not exceeding 5 years. They've probably emotionally, mentally, physically walked away from this relationship with you in probably excess or around those number of years, and you probably would have started noticing that. They kind of exit the scene, they exit the program because they're busy in the background doing something, and it could possibly be with somebody else. Traveler. Okay, here's the next card. Traveler, seeking of horizons, adventure, experience, a long journey. Okay, so again, this is a journey away from this. Again, this is both traveling cards. They might actually travel around a lot. They might actually drive for a living, or they might be in lots of business trips. But this is like, you know, they packed their suitcase a long time ago. You're there for a convenience for them. Nothing more. Basically enslavement behind closed doors while they meander all over the place pretending things are fine, but things are not fine and have not been fine in a very long time. Okay, here we go. This looks like not only do we have something going on in the background with money, finances, financial affairs, you know, contracts, business contracts. I'm going to say this could be to do with, again, I'm going to go down the road because it keeps on coming up and, you know, going through my brain, is insurance policies, okay? Or land titles, those kind of things. But when you see the Two of Cups, this is not only financial matters going on in the background or contracts or business that you don't know, but there is somebody else in the background. There is a third party involved. Now, often when the third party, it can be a person, yes, but also the third party in a broken relationship can also be the workaholic, and it can be the money feed. So not only the third party can be a person, because it indeed can, but the third party can actually be someone so greedy with their money, the third party actually is the money itself. But often I'm going to say there's somebody else involved, because when they go away, there's going to be a person or somebody in the background that they're probably going to see. The Two of Cups is very similar to the Lovers. This is like the Soulmate card, or there's like a Lovers card, or when you look in this, I'm going to show you this again. This card, if you look into the champagne glasses, there's actually a man and a woman. So it gives indication of two people. So there's third party involvement here. Take it as it lands. It's not going to be the same storyline for everybody. Okay. So the engagement ring, this actually flashed in the pre-shuffle. So the engagement, partnership, commitment, completion, union. So this has got to do with a relationship, right? So we have this is definitely, so this could be actually both. It could be somebody who's married to their money. The money's a third party, their greed. But this is also definitely involving a third party in the background, because now we not only have the Two of Cups, but this basically confirms and clarifies that it's something to do with somebody else in the background. Oh gosh, look at this. Wedding rings, definitely. Again, this has got to do with an extra person in this picture, in this equation. So wedding rings. So we have engagement ring and we have wedding rings. So union, wedding, married, soul connection, eternal love, everlasting promise. Again, this has got to do with deceptive energy in the background with this person, and it's got a third party interference. Okay, so here's the poverty. And when I see this poverty, this could be actually financial problems going on in the background that have been going on for quite some time. They may have be hiding this. They might show all the confidence in the world, and I have all the money in the world and resources, etc., material things. But in reality, this could be hidden from you too. There could be a financial wreck or a financial problem going on in the background that they've been hiding from you. Okay, so they might show the thing that everything's fine, but really in behind, something they're being dishonest about is there could be financial ruin or huge financial problems in the background. Now, the other meaning to this is, when I've touched on this a little bit before, meaning they live in the poverty mentality. Meaning, and what I'm focusing on when I say poverty, it's not monetary, but the poverty mentality when it comes to they have no inner security. They're a very insecure person. They might, expose themselves as being very secure to the public, but deep down they're a hugely insecure person. They have absolutely no self-confidence, and they have zero self-esteem. often these kind of traits and characteristics tend to go back in time to, you know, where they were raised, how they were raised, the environment they were around. And often this can be karmic cycles that play up. So this is someone who basically wears a false mask. They portray themselves one way in the public, but in the background, they're exactly the opposite. This is someone that has got a very, very messed up life. You know, things start swinging out of control when this starts happening. They have a humility problem, right? That's, again, another thing to cover those deep down sore spots or those shadow areas that we all have. It's kind of a mess unfolding. So, like, again, the humility is not there. This is a very dishonest person in the background, and there's lots being hidden from you. So it might be time to start digging around, you know, your affairs. And often when I see this imprisonment, the lock on this can be locked passwords. This can be locked up bank accounts. This can be locked up information from you because they don't want you knowing something. Okay, so take that as it lands. That'll have a completely different meaning for everybody. Yeah, so this is a very tiresome. I can see why you have a lot of sadness and a lot of regret with this person, because this is probably one in a very long time that's been hugely disappointing, a lot of heartache, feeling ignored, and probably a feeling of being abandoned as well, right? They leave you behind in the dust while they meander everywhere else. Like, again, that withdrawn energy from you. And it's heartbreaking. There's a lot of sadness and a lot of disappointment. And you probably have a huge amount of regret at this point. Anyway, it's time to steal back your own stardom, steal back your own your starlight spotlight, and take back control of your life. Okay, so this is kind of a very aggressive, eye-opening reading. It's with these readings, like I said, in the first couple of readings I did this is something I've actually tested over many, many years with an encounter with somebody. And every time I think something's off, I would do a spread, and lo and behold, it was bang on every time. Very, very accurate. So it's an unfortunate message to get, but the fortunate part of it is you need to know, and then you can make some wise choices and decisions and move forward with a resolution or a resolve. Okay, so that will end our reading for right now, and we thank you for taking the time to stop in and join in and watch the reading. If you like, click like, share, and subscribe to the channel. It helps it grow. And again, I'm always feeling a little bit bad when I do these readings, because I know what this can be like. But the head in the sand doesn't fix nothing, and it's something that we all need to know. So again, this is the reading of what's he, she, they doing in the background, the unseen, hidden, dark realm, and this is what you need to know. Okay, so take the reading as it lands. If you like the reading, click like, share, and subscribe, like I said. And if you like it, seal it with a midnight kiss. And if you don't like it, ditch it and leave it. Remember, we're always, always, always at free will choice. Okay. And so wishing you health, happiness, and many mixed blessings. And until we talk again, stay happy, stay healthy, take care of yourself, and take care of each other. And so this is basically, I'll tie it off the ending with this, and we'll leave it right here. So I hope you can do something good with this, and it has a positive meaning and a positive outcome for you. And so it was an absolute pleasure reading for you today. And I guess that's all I have to say for now. So until we talk again, stay happy, stay safe, take care of yourself and everybody around you. Bye for now.